This is an extremely brief history of assessment. How did we get here? Educational assessment has been around a long time, since at least 589 AD, when it's believed educational tests were used in China by the Sui emperors who were, quote, intent upon establishing control over an entrenched aristocratic system. Sui leaders recognized the prestige of the Confucian heritage, and they decided to test candidates for official government positions according to their knowledge of this heritage. They reasoned that this method would allow those with natural ability to enjoy equal opportunity with the aristocracy, end quote. So in this way, assessment is far from a new idea. It's possible to trace the history of assessment in the United States through 4 different eras, and this is based on work from Shavelson in 2007. In Era 1, 1900-1933, this was the beginning of the use of standardized objectives tests. And these tests were objective in the sense that they were multiple choice tests that are now so familiar to us. And here's a nice picture from the NDSU library of downtown Fargo in 1910. This is a photo of actually one of the results from one of the early standardized tests in the 1930s. You can see the individual scorecards for each student are stacked according to the score of the student, and it makes the familiar normal curve of distribution of achievement on this test. In an amazing foreshadowing, they actually used the results from this test to estimate the value added of colleges and use scores then to compare colleges to each other. The next era, 1933 to 1947, this saw the implementation of test batteries that included things beyond content knowledge. And this era also saw the development of the GRE. The third era, 1948 to 1978, this was the rise of the test providers. And the end of World War II led to a dramatic increase in college enrollments and produced a need for screening tests and entrance exams to college, which led to the rise of the ACT and SAT exams. There were also efforts to develop tests for broader abilities such as communication and problem solving. In the fourth and most recent era, the focus of assessment clearly turned to accountability efforts, with emphasis on assessment as a means to provide information and feedback to improve effectiveness. So the quote from the study group on the conditions of excellence in American higher education read, "Assessment is a means to provide information about the teaching and learning process and as feedback to help improve the effectiveness with which students, faculty, and the institution carry out their work." So, where does this leave us? First, we do assessment to be accountable. Accountability sometimes gets a bad reputation, but if you think of it as a process of demonstrating that we're achieving our mission for the people of the state, it seems to be much more reasonable. And a big part of being accountable is to produce evidence that students are learning. Of course, that's not the main reason we do assessment. We do assessment to improve our degree programs and our students' learning. As my band director in college used to say, every day, get a little bit better. Assessment's a critical tool in doing just that. So what this looks like at NDSU, broadly, is an annual reporting of assessment activity for degree programs and for co-curricular programs, and also regular assessment of general education. Now, how we actually do that, of course, will be the details we'll discuss in later videos. But for now, know, as always, I'm here to help. So, oh, that's not quite the picture I wanted. Let's see. No, that's not that one. That's, no, not that either. Okay, no, here, I think. Let's see, it's gotta, okay, this is, no, that's not it either. Okay, I think I found it. It's gotta be over there. No. It's okay. Whew, there it is. So let me know. I'm here to help. Jeremy.penn@ndsu.edu or 701-231-5210.